And I felt very brilliant when I came up with this idea. Bestie, pick a book for my January TBR. She said, OMG, so many great options. I would love to see what you think about. Hey guys, it's Tiff and welcome back to my channel. You already know what today's video is, so I do not need to tell you twice. What is up? How are you? I love you, and let's get right on into it. First of all, this might be a bit of a jump scare for some of you if you haven't seen my glow up video. Obviously something's looking a little different, okay? My hair, completely different. Hope you guys like it. Let me know down below what you think. Anyways, that's not the point of the video though. I just wanted to address it because it's a huge change. Anyways, as you guys know, we're gonna be doing my January TBR, but we did it a little different this month. So basically I was sitting there, I was planning videos for the new year, and I was like, I want to pick my TBR a way that I've never done, a way I've never seen anybody else do, but I want my subscribers, my followers, I want you guys to somehow be a part of that. But I couldn't figure out how I wanted to do that, and then it hit me. And I felt very brilliant when I came up with this idea. So I ended up posting a poll on my Instagram story basically asking, do you want to help me pick my January TBR? Sweet and simple. And then after a couple hours and hundreds of votes later, I randomly scrolled through, clicked on 6 or 7 of you guys, I think, DM'd you and was like, hey, pick a book. Sent you a picture of the books on my TBR cart and let you guys literally pick my TBR for the month. I am planning on continuing to do this every single month because I think this is gonna be so fun to like actually connect with you guys on a bit of a deeper level, because I'm asking like you in particular, one of you, which book do you want me to put on my TBR? That's how we're gonna do it. So with that being said, I already sent the messages, so let's go back to the first one and see what the book was, because honestly I remember some of them and I don't remember all of them. Okay, so the first person I DM'd and picked the first book for my TBR was Elliot's Reads. I DM'd her and I said, ma'am, pick one, and again obviously attached a picture of my TBR cart. She said, OMG, so many great options. I would love to see what you think about Six of Crows. I haven't read it yet, but I own it and need to get to it soon. I know it's a popular one. So that is gonna be the first book. Let me go grab it because I haven't grabbed them yet. Sorry. Okay, I'm honestly really excited about this one. I have just heard this book so hyped up by Miss Sarah herself. I believe this is the first fantasy that she ever really read, and so since I hear her talk about it so much, I decided to pick it up. I am currently really in my fantasy era, which we'll get into at the end of this, but yeah, I cannot wait to give this a read. Hopefully I will actually get to it this month. I do have some videos planned that I'm not sure how many of these books are gonna fit into those videos, but we shall see. So moving on to the second book, the next person I DM'd to pick a book was Emmeline.W. Marie. I said, bestie, pick a book for my January TBR. I had obviously colored out Six of Crows because it was already picked, and she said Before We Were Strangers or Wildfire. I will say I'm not going to be reading Wildfire because, as you guys know, or if you don't know, it's the second in the Maple Hill series. The first one is Icebreaker, and I have not yet read that, but I am hoping to read that this month or next month. So Before We Were Strangers it is. Let's grab it. Okay, genuinely, I know nothing about this book. I bought this a very long time ago, and I don't even remember if I read the back of the book or not. I just saw a lot of people talking about it on TikTok, so I got it. We all fall victim to it at some point. This was one of the ones that I fell victim to. All I really know is I believe this is like a second chance, but other than that, I literally don't know. I feel like this would just be like, you know, a good palate cleanser because I'm currently reading a lot of fantasies, so maybe this will be something good to read in between some fantasies. It's barely over 300 pages, so it'll probably be like a pretty quick read, especially considering the book I'm reading now is 700. This would feel like light work. And moving on to the third book, and the third person I DM'd was I can't pronounce the username. Okay, I'm sorry. I literally don't know how to like actually say that, but here's the username. I said, bestie, pick one for me. She said, OMG, this is so fun. Okay, Daisy Jones and the Six. I was honestly very excited about this one because I have been eyeing this book recently. I really enjoyed The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by her being Taylor Jenkins Reid. I didn't say that, but I have just really been eyeballing this, and my friend Michelle is actually currently reading it, so I'm really excited to give it a read. Let's grab it. Another book that I feel like will just be such a good palate cleanser, a quick easy read, just a little over 300 pages, nothing crazy. This literally feels so little to me right now because of the books I'm currently reading. But yeah, I've just been eyeballing this. I've been really wanting to read it. I have heard amazing things about this. There's obviously a TV show that came out of this book, and I've really been intrigued to read it and watch the show because I've literally heard incredible things. I actually don't think I've heard a single bad thing about the book or the TV show, so I'm very intrigued, and I was very excited when she she chose this book. So that's the third one. Moving on to the fourth book, and the fourth person I DM'd was Freya med.y. I don't think I'm saying that right. Hopefully I am. Sorry if I'm not, but I said, hey, pick one for me. She said, ooh, has to be A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is a book that has been on my physical TBR for so long. I have the first and the second. I don't quite yet own the third, but you know, I'm sure I'll like the first two and end up getting the third one and reading it. But it is a book that I have just had for a really long time, and I do have like the want to read it, but I also just haven't known when to pick it up. So maybe this is gonna be the month for me. Let's grab it. Let's grab it. Another book that I have heard endless amazing things about. I feel like this trilogy is a YA trilogy that is so unbelievably beloved. I genuinely hear people talking about this trilogy all the time. So I've of course been excited to read it. Again, I just haven't known when to pick it up. Haven't really been in the mood for kind of like a mystery thriller type vibe recently. So we'll see if I get to this month. I'm hoping to obviously read all of these this month, but it's more than likely not gonna happen because I don't think I've ever completed my TBR, if I'm being honest, okay? Let's be for real. How many of us 100% of the time set these monthly TBRs and actually read all of them? I'm waiting. Okay, moving on to the fifth book, and the fifth person I DM'd was Beth Likes Book. She actually DM'd me and said it won't let me vote, but I would love to. So I DM'd her back and I was like, go ahead, sent her the picture. She said Hawthorne Legacy 100%. Oh man, I wish I could reread it for the first time again. Best book in the Inheritance Games trilogy. I bawled my eyes out while reading. Wow. Okay, let me just say I was so utterly excited when she picked this. I was really wanting someone to pick this because ever since I read the Inheritance Games, I can't get it out of my brain. I swear I'm thinking about it at least once a week. I'm at least thinking, oh, I really need to read the second one, literally at least once a week. That book was so good, and I feel like I just read that book at the perfect time for it to just hit me exactly how I needed it to hit, you know what I'm saying? It was just so good, such a cozy read, and it ends off on a bit of a cliffhanger, so I've really been wanting to read the second one. Again, not really having a chance to pick it up, and I currently got myself stuck into a series that I'm refusing to leave till I read all the ones that are out, which again, we will get into that later. Yeah, let's grab it real quick. Yeah, honestly, I'm just so excited to get back into this universe and be with these characters again. It's such a fun universe. Like genuinely, if you're wanting a fast-paced book, but that's something that's also really fun, has like fun mystery aspect to it, that's not like a creepy mystery aspect to it, pick up the Inheritance Games, the first one in the trilogy. It's so good. I completely understand what everybody says when they say her writing is incredible, because it genuinely is. That book was just so utterly captivating, and I went into that book 100% blind. All I knew was that it had riddles. That was it. I didn't know the premise of the book or anything. So going into that book blind was absolutely an incredible experience, and I wish I could relive it. So I'm very excited to continue in this series. It's gonna be a blast. I just know it. It's going to be a blast. Moving on to the sixth book, and the sixth person I DM'd was, I think, Tanisha_McDonald. I hope I'm saying that right, but I said, bestie, pick one. She said the first one on the last shelf by the bag. I said November 9th, and she said yes. So I have not picked up a Colleen Hoover book since I read It Ends With Us, and then I immediately read It Starts With Us after that, but I haven't picked up another book by her. I own a few more by her, but I feel like I read those and then I just like wanted to read more by her, but then I started reading other books, and now I just like have never been in the mood to pick up another book by her. So I guess now maybe is the time. I've heard so many good things about November 9th in particular. I feel like I have seen a lot of people who say they don't really like her books really love November 9th. So that's kind of like a good sign that it's potentially a very good book. Let's grab it. I've honestly also heard that this book is so sad. Like I've heard a lot of people cry a lot while reading this, so that does intimidate me a little bit because I'm not sure I'm in the mood to cry over a book right now. But again, like I was saying earlier with Before We Were Strangers and Daisy Jones and the Six, shorter book. I feel like it'll be a fast-paced read. Maybe not so much a palate cleanser because her books from It Starts With Us and It Ends With Us typically involve some not so fun things, but I feel like it'll probably be like a fast-paced read, if you feel me. Okay, that is actually all the books that I had you guys pick. I didn't want to have too many of you pick just this month because again, I have a lot of videos I'm planning, and I'm also in the middle of a series, which we're gonna go ahead and say the books that are personally on my TBR that I know I will be reading this month. Starting out strong with, we're gonna be completing the ACOTAR series. I really should have grabbed these books beforehand. Give me a second. Here we go. We have them now. I am currently reading the third one. I'm a little over, I think, 60% through that book, but it is currently downstairs, and my son is sleeping downstairs, so I'm not gonna run and grab it. But we will also be reading A Court of Frost and Starlight and A Court of Silver Flames. These are the last two that are out in the series because, as we know, as as of recently, she has come out to say she is working on the 6th book in the ACOTAR series, which I'm so excited. It took me a very long time to get into this series, but once I actually read ACOTAR and read it all the way through, I was hooked. Then I read the second one, and man, that was an experience that I don't think I will ever get over. I am just so invested in this world and in these characters. I love them so much. It's not even funny, and I'm so excited to continue it and finish it, but I'm also so sad to finish it. But there is still more coming out, but that also does scare me for the end of this book to end on a horrible cliffhanger, and then I'm gonna be like in a slump. So scared but excited at the same time. And then another book I know I'm gonna be reading this month is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, I think is what it's called. I don't currently own a physical copy. I'm actually gonna get it on my Kindle, but me, my sister, and my other sister's wife have a little book club of just us three, and it was my sister Tamiko's turn to pick for January, and that's the book she picked, so I will be reading that this month. But again, I don't have a physical copy. I haven't started it yet either because I'm currently so sucked into ACOTAR reading the 3rd one that I haven't started it, but I am hoping to start that sometime soon. And then the last book that I will for sure be reading this month, or else I'm a slacker for my own personal book club that you guys can join, is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This is the book that won for January, and I'm really excited to read it. As you guys can tell, I'm really in my fantasy era. I'm just loving fantasy right now. I've been reading fantasy like crazy the last few months, so I'm super excited to read this because I've heard amazing things. I will be going into this book mostly blind because I don't really remember much about what I've heard people say. All I really remember is it somehow involves cards. That's the extent of what I know. That's the next and final book that is on our for sure set TBR of what we're gonna try to read. So with that being said, this is our January TBR. Hopefully I get most of these books read. I am really bad at sticking to my TBR, so if it doesn't happen, I'm sorry, but stay tuned looking on my Instagram. If you don't follow me, you definitely should. That way you can potentially pick one of the books on my TBR next month. I'm so excited to continue doing this every month because I think it's so fun. I get to actually talk to you guys get to actually pick books that I will potentially be reading, and I just think that's so fun. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are not already, because we have a lot of fun over here and we want you to join the fun. And with that being said, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I don't really know what that was. I feel like sometimes when I'm in a really good mood and I'm filming, I black out. So hopefully it was good. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a wonderful night. Why did I talk like that? Ah! Okay, what am I doing? This for these individually, pick books for. Why can I not talk right now? 6 first fantasy. Oh my god, why do I keep like slurring? Freya. Is that how you say that? Was Faye. Oh my gosh, I keep wanting to say Feyre. Oh my god. Ooh, likes book. She likes one book. I'm just kidding. Jennifer Lynn's things about November 9th. I said that weird.